Macarena, ay! Oh, are we finally gonna get the White Wolf or what? That Jon Snow show? Oh, are we finally gonna get the White Wolf? That would be mighty fine! Let's first have unlocked origin on the world map. Alright. Okay. Okay, let's go see.
Clive, I wanted to give you something for the kindness you showed my mentor.
What's this?
A chest of all the medicines you're ever likely to need. Seeing as you're so reluctant to come to the infirmary.
I'm sure it will be very helpful in Tyre. Try not to work too...
And work Rodrigue all the harder, you mean? He's a quick study. I'll take that particular piece of advice when you heed it yourself, thank you very much. Besides, who else is going to see that you're
Who indeed?
I kind of want to check out and see what trophies I need for this game, because it's like a lot of weird trophies, like do Riptide and Rolling Thunder and some other obscure attack all before like hitting the ground and stuff.
There's something about it. I feel like it's
Let's go check out the shop first.
Clive. If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it. again.
Oh, don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Leviathan the Lost. But why now? After all this time.
Why, what now?
Oh, I'm not sure you'd believe me if I told you.
After all we've been
told
through.
ya.
I doubt there's anything that could surprise me at this point.
All right then. Rouse Joshua and meet me in the mess. We'll talk there. I see we're all here.
So, what is it this time?
I'm not sure yet. The letter delivered to my chambers omitted a few crucial details.
Do we know its provenance?
That was one of the details it omitted. But whoever the sender was, it seems the dame held them in high enough regard to point them in our direction.
The dame? Well, she's not one to waste our time. It must be important.
Important might be an understatement. If the letter is to be believed, Leviathan's dominant is in danger. And someone wants us to save him.
Leviathan?
So the Warden of Water has finally returned. What has it been? 100 years?
More. The Lost moniker dates back at least that long. Even our venerable lawsman would not have been so much as a glint in his father's eye when last the mighty serpent brought his crushing waves to bear upon the realm.
But why the gap? I know it can be a few years before a new dominant's born. But over a century?
Should the dominant of Water's bloodline have been severed somehow, it could have prevented a new dominant from awakening.
But if one has awakened now, he couldn't have chosen a worse time.
Okay.
Every
I don't have
did the
that problem.
as the I should.
I do have to say that 16's DLC, its story, it wasn't really that appealing to me. It lost me at a lot of points in time, and it didn't really feel like it was incredibly engaging. I mean, there were a couple parts in the main story that really pulled you in.
The garrison said they'd take another 100.
To the Vale it is then.
Looks like you've got... Best. We can remedy that.
But enough talk. How about we retire to the Vale?
I'd like that, but the Duke, he still hasn't...
That armor looks positively stifling.
I could have it off before your cap. The garrison may have kept the whites from the war. Fancy a peek behind the veil, my lord?
I'm looking for a Layla.
You fat... Oh, look, there's a look there.
And
Does anyone else think it's strange that this woman should prefer to keep to the outskirts of town?
what if she realizes the value of the information she's party to?
And the danger it puts her in.
Haven't seen any of those beastly blue-eyed things. Do be careful.
Let's go. The tent is where Layla said it would be.
Yes, but who awaits us inside?
Thanks, Gal. It's empty. Why am I not surprised? The boat. No prizes for guessing who that belongs to. The embers are still warm.
So you're Sid.
Ooh.
I suppose I must be. Which means you have me at a disadvantage.
Apologies. I am Shula, tributary of Mysidia, final haven of the Motes of Water.
The Motes of Water.
The very tribe into which it was believed Leviathan's dominant was born. A people notable for their sapphire eyes and ivory hair. Yes, that would be impossible, since the tribe famously...
Vanished. Was exterminated. Despite the best efforts of both church and state, we are still very much alive. Though we've managed to keep that fact hidden from good Krieger's faithful for over a century.
Along with Leviathan's dominant.
That wave out there. What do you know of it?
The surge. Only that it's been there a long time.
Since the fall of Drake's Eye almost a century ago. Some claim the two are connected, but none can speak with any certainty.
So in other words, you know nothing. Not that I'll hold it against you. The wave was raised by Leviathan in an act of rage. Moments before the waters were stayed, and the icon and its dominant bound within.
And you want us to?
Rescue him. Yes. You see, a little bird told me about a certain outlaw with a singular knack for putting unruly dominants in their place. And ours is about as unruly as they get. For years, we've searched for someone who could hold their own against an icon. Someone just like you. So what do you say? Will you help us?
What exactly did your dominant do to warrant this punishment?
What did he do? He committed the greatest crime one of his kind can. He was born. But he deserves a better fate than the one my people forced upon him. He deserves to be free.
As do we all. Very well. Far-fetched though your tale may seem, something tells me you speak in earnest. So we will do what we can for your dominant. But first, you will tell us everything you know about him and the means of his imprisonment.
I can do better than that. I can show you. Care to take a trip across the bay? My people await you there.
Lead the way.
I don't get it, wait. That's the old one, okay.
Alright, you might want to hold on to something. We're coming up on the wall, and passing through can take a bit of getting used to.
I don't see any wall.
Of course you don't. That's the point. It's a glamour woven by our ancestors to keep our village hidden from prying eyes. But don't take my word for it. Watch.
Slug of Bacchus wine.
Clive, the sky.
It's blue, but how is that possible?
You do know what a glamour is, don't you? Ours just happens to work both ways, and a good thing too. I wouldn't fancy staring at those sickly clouds every day. And that concludes our little voyage. We're here. It's a long slog to the village, and a hard one. I hope you're up for a climb.
Finally.
What? You didn't think we'd arrived, did you? The village isn't up here. It's on the other side of the mountain.
Of course it is. Girl probably doesn't know where I am. She wouldn't hear me.
Watch yourself, Sid. This path can be treacherous. If not for the sheer drop, then for the beasts who prowl it.
Thank you for the warning. And please, call me Clive. Sid is an alias.
You will be pleased to learn, Lady Shula, that I have no such aliases.
Is that so, Lord Margrace?
It's all the same to me. Wondering when they'll pick up our scent.
Stand back. We'll handle it.
Oh, will you now? Shall I keep my axe and spells to myself then?
Spells, yet I see you carry no crystal.
Since when did a bearer ever need crystals?
But then, where is your brand?
Waiting for me in Sunbreck, if I ever get careless.
Then it's in for a long wait.
We're almost at the summit. From there, you'll have a better view of our home. Few have ever set eyes on what I'm about to show you. Just so you know.
This is not what I expected.
Welcome, my friends, to Mysidia.
It's been a long time since I saw the North looking so
Alive. How
I'm
is-
sure you have plenty of questions, but it's been a long journey, and I expect we could all do with a rest. Our humble village is only a short way from here, if you'd care to accompany me. Let's get ourselves in front of a fire, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
It's beautiful, Shula.
And we aim to keep it that way.
Are those stones glowing?
That's one of the cairns which maintain the glamour. Steer well clear.
Let me see. Hold on. So one of them is like blind justice. Land, gouge, wicked will, and rook's gambit in midair before landing. Execute and land 2 heatwave counters in a single battle. That's gotta be during a boss fight. Defeat a boss without taking damage.
If the surge was an act of rage,
One wonders what prompted it.
Could we not have spared ourselves the mountain crossing by landing further north?
In clear view of the bay?
On evening tides.
Does morning's light return?
Open the gates! The tributary is home!
Outsiders? Well, I never. Look at the size of that dog.
All right now, back to your duties.
Why are the
You'll have
dogs
to forgive
going
my
nuts?
people their curiosity. We don't get many visitors. Or any, truth be told.
Then we are honored to be the first.
This is quite extraordinary. Like stepping into another world.
So do you believe me now?
You've made it difficult not to, my lady. But how did your people chance to settle here in the north? Unless I am much mistaken, the moats of water long called the coasts of Southern Ash their home. Until Drake's Horn fell and the Blight forced them ever inland, where...
We met our doom, along with our dominant. I see you've read the Gregorian Church's account, but perhaps you'd like to hear ours. That building over there is the Witten Hall. It's where my people gather to discuss matters of import. We can speak more inside, once the place is ready to receive you. It shouldn't take long, but you're welcome to explore the village while I see to things.
Thank you. We'll do just that.
Just you stay away from that temple.
Okay.
So what do you think of our little haven in the woods? It might not have all the comforts of a southern settlement, but at least it's ours.
And there's a lot to be said for that. It can't have been easy keeping this place a secret.
Not easy, no. We've dedicated our lives to maintaining the glamour that conceals us. Us and Walias.
This man, Walius, is he Leviathan's dominant?
That's right. Though he's no man, Walias is still a baby.
A baby?
Forgive me, but you said that the Dominant and his icon were bound inside the Surge almost a century ago.
That what Leviathans, yeah, which is sure. Then there's a...
Are you bound for the Wave, tributary?
We are, Delina. Have you spread the word about our guests?
I have. Everyone knows to treat them as family.
You shouldn't have...
That's very kind.
The feeling... Should the...
Thank you.
Then... Our storehouse lies across the bridge. If you're short of supply...
You are!
Which?
This... We use that Medea...
You two?
I'm not arguing. The child was...
Excuse me.
Go.
I'm sorry.
An old fool.
If you...
could
Of course not.
I hope not. Aye. If she were.
Hear me, mine ancestors.
Excuse me.
Sure. That's no.
What?
It is. I'm much obliged. They really are beautiful.
Aunt Latin. So when we fight...
Well, that's 2 basketfuls. Time to visit Pavat. This must be the path.
Oh, you got an electric toothbrush? There we go. Yep, this is for brushing your teeth. of them.
Well.
Thank you for bringing it.
Oh.
That's...
Oh, you can... One of the... A few of us.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing we don't have to worry about. So please,
we don't
do...
have to worry about, because we're very bored. It's very boring. In this little quest of ours. It's very boring. In this little town. It's very boring. Tonight is going to be very boring as well. Oh, just very boring.
Yo.
Oh, here are your flowers.
Come.
Thank you for the flowers. We're very boring here.
Who? Me?
Hey, me, very boring. Very boring.
Would either of you care to explain what's going on?
It's what...
You use them for dyeing, I hear.
I thought I'd just be
Aye,
a little
use it to
cheeky.
stick.
As modes of...
That's this. And
I'd just be a little cheeky. Very boring. Very boring indeed. We just go around being boring. Yes, very boring. Yeah. It's quite boring indeed. I'm not gonna lie, the whole story is kind of like that. I mean, it's a fun game. It's got a lot of cool things about it, but...
Thanks for bringing me. Anyway, when you've decided what you want, just let me know.
Very boring indeed. Very boring. Wow.
Here you are.
Very boring. They want it to be boring too. Boring indeed.
Very well.
Here and I come.
think the
It is what
tributary
it is.
season was outside.
How long do you think this siege is going to
Suddenly, there were curs everywhere.
Did you hear that, girl? You're going with father.
There's a pair of ships just up ahead.
Ships? But are we not still leagues from the shore?
The quickest route to the surge is due east, past the second galley.
Shula, how did these ships come to be here?
What do you imagine happens when an icon of water gets angry?
Really, brother, did you have to ask?
Tonberries. Foul creatures consumed by their hatred for everyone and everything.
Everything save sharp knives, it seems.
That's better.
can smell the sea.
It's not far now.
How will we reach the surge?
We'll follow the coastline north. There's a bridge that'll take us across to the cape.
That's better.
Might I
Okay.
inquire about the Ray of
I wonder
Light?
if they're ever gonna let me summon
It's
a
what prevents the
chocobo
surge
here.
from being reclaimed by the sea. And Dwalius by his people.
That's the thing, is the combat in this game isn't really very
said before that the child is bound within the surge. But you've yet to tell us how we're meant to reach him. I trust we won't have to hold our breath.
No. The surge wraps around the cape without engulfing it. If we continue to its tip, there is a path down to... It's not much further now.
The path seems well kept. Do you and the villagers often come this way?
Only me. Once every new moon without fail. It is my duty both as village elder and Walyus's descendant.
But surely no one blames you for what happened. Why should you bear the responsibility alone?
You misunderstand. I do it because I want to. To show him that he isn't alone, and that there are still some of us who would see an end to his suffering. Suffering you will soon witness with your own eyes. The forest grows quickly here.
Alright.
If unattended, the path would be reclaimed in a matter of moons.
This is where I'm gonna go ahead and end this for tonight. Today was a long day and I felt like crap. Why can't I save? Okay, you guys, I'll be back tomorrow evening, where we will hop into Jedi Survivor and probably finish this out as well. But I need to head to bed. I'm super tired. I haven't felt good all day long. But I will be back tomorrow evening, indefinitely. So, that being said, you guys will have a good night. And I will see you guys tomorrow.